Matthias, my name's Fiona, your ex-op support coordinator for this mission.
What's the deal? We're almost there yet?
Nice to meet you too. You're about 10 minutes from the DMZ drop zone.
Good. Waiting is not my thing.
Try meditation, I've heard that helps.
Just get me off this bird and I'll be fine.
Listen, we're close. You might want to get your gear together for the drop. Have you checked out your new PDA yet?
I'm not much of a gadget guy.
Well, that gadget could save your life.
Yeah? Can it stop a bullet?
It can stop you from wandering around North Korea like a clueless idiot. I know it's not state-of-the-art.
Well, it kills people, right? M67s. I love M67s.
Standard issue frag grenades.
That'll do until I get my hands on a tomahawk or one of the spookies the South Koreans been using.
This is Blackbird. DMZ's in visual range. The drop zone is hot. We'll be coming in low and fast.
You heard the man. Time to get going. Matthias, are you ready?
I'm always ready. Always ready.
You know they say the DMZ is the most dangerous place on Earth.
Just wait till I get there.
Easy, boy. Just don't forget about our payday, okay?
Forget the $100 million. Impossible.
I just want you to explain to me why we're still getting the crap shelled out of us. And I don't want...
The Mercenaries!
Wow, I almost felt that from here. The AN have sent me the contract. It'll lay out all the details of what you need to do. Check your PDA for the email. You killed him! Alright, that's okay. You can still verify him, but now we only get half the bounty. Good work, but we get a lot more money if you capture them. Anyway, 1 down, 51 to go. Now let's take care of those artillery pieces. The AN are providing air support. You should be able to target the artillery from here.
Roger, target received. Bombs free.
Great work. Garrett will be pleased. Now get back to the AN HQ. Wow, what a mess. They really needed your help. Go talk to the guard again.
Not bad. Maybe I was wrong about it. And I sure as hell don't mind the opportunity to get something done around...
operative working for the South Koreans. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies.
들어오세요. 사령관님, 이분이 바로 계렬 대령님이 전화하신. 안녕하세요.
What do you think? Are you going to be able to work with this guy?
Well, if I can't, I just go somewhere else. Right.
I've identified each defense point for you. They'll flash when NK troops are in proximity. You won't have long to get from point to point, so be quick. Troops are attacking the north defense point.
Where are you going? Power is running away. We're under attack.
Troops are moving in near the east defense point. NK troops are moving in on the south defense point.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Enemy!
NK forces are attacking the north defense point again.
Where are you going? Power is running away. Here comes the cavalry.
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Good work. Nicely done. The South Korean reinforcements have arrived. Ka-ching.
You're here to look at some merchandise.
Don't underestimate.
I just forwarded you a message from a man named Yusuf Urinov. I've got his file here. He's a major domo with wrong with Sergei. I don't trust him.
Don't worry, his Lieutenant Joseph is reliable. We did some business in Kaesong.
There's only scattered resistance in the area, but those machine guns could be dangerous. But that's what the Russians are after. Oh boy, not good. The Russians are providing a copter for you. I hope you remember your flight training.
I love flying.
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Good job. Contract complete. That should keep Sergei happy.
Colonel Pang will see you.
A mercenary, violence for profit, the two hallmarks of Western ideology.
I think I like Colonel Payne. Even a stick up his butt has a stick up its butt.
Oh, I'm sure he'll warm right up once you get to know him. There's a museum, destroy it! Well done, that's one less NK command center. You should play the field a little. Get to know all the major players before you commit yourself. Colonel Garrett is going to be happy to hear about this. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location.
Looking for some extra cash.
You're now an enemy of the Russian mob.
Но все хорошо. Это действие уже...
Sergei leaves things out, forgets things. I'll explain.
Что ты тут делаешь?
The Russians are providing a truck and some soldiers for you.
Say, that truck looks familiar.
At least they patched it up.
Hey, I brought it back in one piece.
There's the Jack. Take him out, we get our bounty.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air. I see your smoke.
was
I'm at
cool.
the LZ. I am taking enemy fire.
Sergei isn't going to... First the Chinese, now the South Koreans. The Russians aren't out to make friends.
That's why they hire us to do their dirty work.
Garrett's
I
waiting
got
for
your
you.
clearance for the Ace of... I don't care what they're denying. You tell that Russian
General Chang is one of Sung's closest aides and most experienced commanders. He'll be a tough nut to crack.
Now what's Australian for? Bring it on.
I've marked the location of the Type 07 supergun on your radar. The gun is hardened and has a jamming system built in. You'll need to find a way to destroy it.
What the hell?
Your SNS signal's being jammed. The whole area around the supergun is bathed in radiation. You'll have to find a way to destroy it without getting close. The supergun is tough. It'll take a few shots to destroy it. Excellent. That threat has been eliminated. I spotted some strange activity. It looks like General Chang is preparing for a final push. I've marked his location on your radar. Great work. You've verified the Ace of Diamonds. The Allies are wiring the bounty to us now. We've dropped you into the Allied
the Mercenaries.
I'm on my way.
You're about 100 miles north details of your previous location. Before you head off after General Chul
Special
Kung
delivery.
and the rest of the
They're
Heart,
shooting at
you
me.
may want to take some time and get your bearings. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. You're now an enemy of the South Koreans.
You must think you're pretty badass killing so many of my men and then strolling in here looking for work. Keep it up and I will
Buford's starting to sound a little burned out to me.
Oh, stop. You're gonna make me bust out crying.
The KIFV was designed for electronic warfare. It acts as a radar jammer, so you'll have to rely on your wits in there. Agent Mitchell Buford. You ever get the feeling we're fighting 3 or 4 different wars here?
It's not such a bad thing, though. Well, for me, anyway.
You're close to one of the roadblocks. One roadblock destroyed. Great, 2 down. You're now an enemy of the Chinese. One more down. It doesn't seem too hard. Agent Mitchell Buford. This queen brings us much closer to Sung. He's got to be running scared by now.
Can't wait to meet this fellow.
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. The complex is well guarded. I'd advise a stealthy approach. That'll be worth something to the Allies. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Colonel Garrett is going to be happy to hear about this. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Good job. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Colonel Garrett is going to be happy to hear about this. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. That'll be worth something to the Allies. Finished. Nice work. There's some heavy armor at the next SAM. Be careful. Stop him. He's trying to get away.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air.
That's one SAM. You've taken out two of the SAMs. Good.
I see your smoke. I'm at the LZ. I am taking enemy fire.
What the hell?
Agent Mitchell Buford is... That man is mighty serious.
우리의 목숨을 걸고 당신을 경지...
Good news, you're cleared for song. This is the big show, soldier. There's only one thing between us and total victory in this theater, and that's...
You'll be spearheading the assault with a platoon of Garrett's tanks. Although you don't have to stick with them, heavy armor is always an asset.
I'm on my way.
Satellite photos show a large concentration of AA near the prison, so use caution. The Allies have made all their airstrikes available to you. You don't need to be shy about using them here. Incoming helicopters. They'll tear through. The North Koreans have air superiority here. If you don't retreat, you'll be killed. The North Koreans have air superiority here. If you don't retreat, you'll be killed.
combat.
Song, my son, his men tortured me. For weeks, they have tortured me. I could not bear it any longer. He has the codes.
The launch codes.
You must stop him. My son is a desperate man. He will launch his missiles. I know.
I'm on it. Don't die yet. I'm calling a chopper.
Go now.
The Allies questioned President Kim. He gave them the abort codes for the nukes and General Song's location. I've sent the codes to your PDA and marked Song's location on your radar. He's launched the missiles! You've only got one chance now. No, you've destroyed the computer. There's no way to stop the missiles now. Stay focused. An AN extraction team is on its way for Kim. Now go get Song.
This is your fault.
Quick, get him!
Yours and yours alone.
Ooh, I love this part. Say goodbye, General Song.
Colonel Garrett is going to be happy to hear about this.
Yeah, it's not too bad for days.
It's just awful. Reports are streaming in at least 100,000 dead, possibly more. Seoul has been absolutely devastated, burned to the ground. Witnesses report several craters miles wide and hundreds of feet deep. I am getting a message. We're going to have to evacuate this area.
Alright. New world record for Mercenaries in %. With Matthias. That definitely was not on my bingo card. But I was just feeling a little... I don't know, sometimes you just gotta mix it up. I knew I was playing with about a 5-second disadvantage from Matthias, but honestly, in the grand scheme of these runs and the current bubble they're at, that's just not really what's making the difference. Although the run before this one, like immediately before this one, I was actually 4 seconds behind on the Ace contract playing as Matthias. And I ended up missing the spawn kill, so it wouldn't have mattered, but it was kind of funny that I was like on a record pace if it were not, you know, if I had been using it instead of Matthias. But yeah, let's just do a brief recap here. Anti-up is, that's where the time loss. It's the only time loss, I think that's the only time loss for playing as Matthias. It's just the one first split. I think it's roughly 5 seconds. I have it down. And real quick, total time is 27:41 in-game time. 1 save just at the very end there. 5 retries, those are all intentional, just contract warps, and 40,618 meters traveled. So we'll go ahead and we'll play through just to actually also turn the game down. We'll play through just to kind of see our stats or whatever, but this next split, this was huge. I mean, this is kind of what you need to start off runs and have them be competitive, is to get good Blackhawk RNG, and then on top of that, I also got really good AT missile RNG. This is pretty close to as good as it gets. You can have a slightly better spawn point for both of those things that saves you like 4 seconds or something. On top of like what I saved here, but really you can't ask for much more. Getting the AT missile and a quick helicopter is, you know, that's huge. And that definitely kind of set the run off with the right kind of momentum. If you don't get that RNG, there's like other options you can, there's like risky things you can do later in the run to try to like salvage time, but really with like the current comparison I was running against, this is like kind of like, even if I had bad anti-ups, I would just play through, because if I got a good enough second split, it would mitigate any losses from, ante up.
Wanted to kill those people, right?
Stem the Tide was fine. The run I was going on had a really good Stem the Tide, like just a few seconds off gold, and that's probably the hardest split to actually like get close to gold in the run.
That'll do until I get my
I'm pretty
hands
happy
on
with how it went in this run.
tomahawk.
No real complaints. I think I had to do something kind of funky
The South Koreans been using.
at the third checkpoint because I had a weird spawn. I don't know if that was this run or the last one, but I think I had to like fire a missile at one of the second like waves of jeeps because it got like stuck under another jeep. But that ended up like working out really fine. So.
I'm always ready.
3-point fling was good. I can pretty easily save another like second or two there. I didn't get a disguise heading towards the Arena clubs, and I also parked in a bad way that lost some time, and I didn't get like the fastest dialogue from the I got below average dialogue from the Chinese HQ guard, I think. So can definitely save a couple seconds there. And of course, there's always the half-court fling if you want to do something. That's one of like the really risky things you can do if you just absolutely time save. You're like kind of like decently into a run. You can play through and just see if you get the half-court fling. Oh, I skipped the chop shot pop. That was good. Football was good. I got a really cool like surf on the wreckage of the helicopter that I crashed. Matthias kind of like surf walked over to the truck, and so that was a really good split.
Primary objective is to get to the Allied HQ. Colonel Garrett is waiting.
Really sensitive. Let me get my
This is the southern border to the DMZ. The Allied HQ is due north.
Violence for Profit was fine. I actually don't know why I lost so much time during this split. I must have done something wrong, but I don't know what it was. Or I just got like terrible. Oh, one thing that went wrong in the 3-point fling was I accidentally killed 3 Mafia soldiers at the start. I'm only supposed to kill 2. Sometimes it happens though, it's just with like the bullet spread and the way they run and stuff. Like sometimes you just get unlucky and you get all 3 of them and they all count as reputation losses. So I did have to kind of make up for that. I didn't actually need to do this, but I just kind of did it as a safety strat. And just to be doubly sure that I knew exactly where the Mafia mood was, I did a tax evasion strat with the Mafia HQ in this Violence for Profit split. Like when I landed, I swapped weapons with the guard, and then I killed one of the Mafia guys standing outside the HQ so that it would put them into hostile, and therefore bump me up to like the lowest level of unfriendly to start the contract. And that was just to make sure that I knew I only had to kill one guy in the next contract to get the warp. So that probably was most of the time I was here, because I actually got a disguise going into Pyongyang to get the number card there. I think it's the 10 that's in like downtown Pyongyang. So I was really lucky, and normally that ends up like saving time. And I think my comparison split, like I always lose time in this split with the old comparison, because I think I got the disguise and I had a really good split overall, but yeah, this time it was a bit more than I was expecting. So I think that should be a pretty easy time save in the future. What's not going to be an easy time save is the Jack of Clubs. This, even though I lost a bit of time because I didn't have the extra Mafia guy available to kill. Like normally what I do when I start the mission, I kill the Mafia guy who's standing outside the garage. That spawns a new guy, and the new guy runs over to my helicopter and basically like gets in right as I get in, that's really convenient and saves time. I wasn't able to do that because of where my mood was at with the Mafia. But, yeah, even in spite of that, like, this was almost a gold. That was super good Jack of Clubs. And that was one of the reasons I switched. I wasn't actually having problems with Mui with the Jack contract in general. Like, I was actually getting the Jack warp most of the time. My runs were dying to, like, other things. That was one thing that I was like theorizing. I was like, well, if I use Matthias, like maybe the Jack warp will be a little bit easier. Like maybe they'll witness me more often when I like kill the Mafia guy. But I have nothing to substantiate that theory. It's just kind of a thought I had. Mostly I just wanted to switch up the characters for fun, just to kind of mix things up. And then yeah, the next split, you just fly to the ANHQ. I already had the AT missile launcher, so I didn't need to stop and find that. And luckily, oh man, one thing I completely blanked on. Normally, I like to check my mood with the allies, because sometimes you can inadvertently bump your allied mood back up to friendly just through the course of like natural gameplay. If they witness things, like if they're spawning around the South Korean HQ during Stem the Tide, for example, and they see me killing enough North Koreans, like that'll bump up their mood. So I like to check their mood during the like right before, I don't really know which number card it is. I think, yeah, I'm not even gonna venture a guess, but the one that I get right after the first Chinese contract, he's like on the mountains near the Allied Mash. Typically when you shoot that guy, there are enough Allied helicopters in the area that they witness you, and you get a mood bump from that, and then you can kind of like check like where your mood is at. I completely forgot, or I didn't forget to do that, I just didn't get a mood bump there. So then I was like, okay, I gotta like make sure I check during one of the next 2 contract starts. Well, I forgot to do that too. So then I was flying back to the ANHQ, and I was like, okay, now I don't know what their mood is. I have to just like kill a random AM soldier on the way to the HQ or a civilian, just so that I know where their mood is at before I start the Ace of Diamonds. Forgot to do that. I just completely blanked. And I was like starting the Ace of Diamonds contract, and it was like in the cutscene, and I was like, oh no, I forgot. This run's dead. And I was 15, how far ahead was I? I think I was like 15 seconds ahead going into, yeah, I was 15 seconds ahead going into the Ace of Diamonds. And I was like, this is like one of the best runs I've been on ever. And I think I'm about to lose it because I just forgot to do something 4 times in a row. Something that's like super easy to do. It's not even like a skill issue or RNG or anything. I just completely forgot. But it worked out. I guess I was exactly where I needed to be, so that worked out fine. Ace of Diamonds was, I think I got a bit of an awkward landing on the super gun, and I think I got a bit of an awkward like kill on the ace, but it was fine. It was nothing really. I had a really good RNG with the actual at the start of the mission with the Black Hawk, so yeah, I mean it was fine. Next split, this is a split I actually really need to. This is like the one where I head over down to South Korea in the northern province, and I take out the number card that's near the tank spawns. I need to watch my old run. I need to actually kind of look at how I do it, because I always lost time in this split. Even when I did the risky strat of like just landing right next to the card and hoping that I don't get destroyed by the tank that comes out of the tunnel. Even when I did that in my last run, I still lost time. So I wonder if I wonder if in the run I was comparing against, I wonder if I just had the South Korean mood like set perfectly, and maybe I did the fast strat, and then I didn't need to do tax evasion on the South Korean HQ, and then maybe I got fast dialogue on top of all that. But honestly, the tax evasion strat doesn't really, like, I don't think it even uses like any time at all. Like, especially in this run, because I had enough helicopter health that I could just land right next to the guard. I think it only wastes like half a second or something, so I really don't know. I gotta just watch like how I did that, because yeah, I was like just consistently losing time. It could just be something where I split late or something like that, but I don't think so, because I think I was running against a competitive like Ace of Diamonds split too, so I don't think it's possible that I had like a late split. But anyway, I'll go back and check that. This one was a gold. It could be like a fake gold, you know, like it was down, I think it was like 0.1 seconds that I improved on, right? That could just be the difference between splitting, but I guess I will. I mean, I'll be uploading this run, so I don't know if I really need to upload that like split as a standalone, because I started uploading like segment golds, so I might upload that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It was a little risky. I did not get the ideal situation there is you actually get South Korean Humvee spawns on the road, because then you're guaranteed to be able to get the warp. I only got Jeju spawns, and the problem with that is if a South Korean witnesses you blowing up the KIFE, it will increase your reputation with them by 5 points, and killing a civilian only decreases your reputation with them by 5. No, something about that math is not right. I don't remember the exact details, but suffice to say, if the South Koreans witness you, destroy the KFE, which typically kills, I think, at least one Mafia soldier, that will be enough so that like killing one civilian will not be sufficient for the warp. But that didn't happen in this case. I got lucky. I got unlucky with the spawns, but then I got lucky with what ended up happening, so that was fine. Clear channel was fine. This is actually the first run I've done in a long time where I don't have, I used to put tape on my screen as like an assist for firing AT missiles from helicopters, so that like I had like a reticle or whatever. I decided not to do that for this batch of attempts, even though like it was decided years ago that that's like fair play and like it's not against the rules, like even the moderators discussed it. I don't know. I just thought it was like, I thought it would be kind of nice to have at least one record on the books. Like I might put tape on my screen now. Yeah, I think it's just kind of nice to I at least have an any percent record, like a mod with the current route. I have a record where I did not use that assist, so it just kind of feels a little more legit. It's such a minor benefit. I mean, I almost golded that split, so it's not like it like saves time or anything. It just like gives you a little bit of extra comfort with your with your shots. But honestly, like it's not too hard to just like line up the shots in the middle of the screen anyway. So although I have I say that, but I actually have lost a couple runs recently from screwing up clear channel, so I don't know. Anyway, I just figured I'd mention that. Acid Queen was pretty good. I thought I was taking this one conservatively, but I ended up saving time, even compared against like a pretty competitive split. So that was pretty good actually. I kind of like my new, like the strategy I used here, where for the second to last number card, the one that has a Stinger missile guy next to him and an RPG guy next to him, I think the strat I like to do generally is, depending on how much like I'm ahead or behind in the splits, I think what I like to do is I like to fly in, kill the number card first, then kill the RPG guy, ignore the Stinger guy, but land like very close to him, get out, do the verification without doing any sort of animation skip, and then going back and leaving. What I was trying to do before was kill the Stinger guy, one, to prevent getting shot by the Stinger, but two, because he drops grenades. In that way, like if things line up well, I can kill him, pick up grenades, and then do an animation skip, because you run out of stun grenades in that split to do animation skips with. So like, you know, in a perfect world, you could like kill that guy, pick up his grenades, do the animation skip, and have that all result in like a net time save. But I just found like that trying to do that more times than not, it just didn't work out. I ended up like losing more time than I was saving. And then, yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to mention that split. It went fine. I thought I was playing it kind of conservative when I was like launching the missiles at the nuclear reactor, but I saved time, so maybe that's just what I should do from now on. Sorry, I'm just gonna open my stats page. And then return to sender, I took the kind of like, there's a few options you have for this split to get back to the A and HQ. The riskiest, like the fastest but riskiest strat is to cancel the contract, medivac back to the allied MASH, and run straight for like the left Humvee and hope it spawns in. And if it doesn't, then find another Humvee. The problem with this strat is that sometimes like no Humvee, like you can get anywhere from you can get anywhere from 0 to like 6 Humvees. So if you get 0, you're really losing time, because then you have to either take the press truck up or whatever, and they're just really slow. So the next fastest option is to do what I did in this run, which is you don't medivac. You go and you get into your helicopter as if you're going to start the South Korean contract, and then you just fly to the ANHQ, and that's kind of like the in between where it's pretty quick, but it's not the fastest thing in the world. And then there's another option that is, I think it's maybe a little faster. This one I need to test more. You can also medivac and call in a Mafia helicopter and then shoot it down and then take that to the ANHQ. That's another option. I haven't timed it in a long time, but I think if I remember correctly, the result of that test was that it was basically the same speed as just flying from the SKHQ, but it was like a lot riskier because you had to rely on like a good call-in for the Mafia HQ, and that it didn't crash when it landed, and It's a more skill-based, luck-based everything, and I don't think it like saved significant time. So anyway, and then yeah, the last split was okay. I really fumbled. This definitely could have been a sub 3220, but I really fumbled on like the rockets on the computer. I don't know what. I think that was just like the yips or whatever, but I've done that like hundreds of times and have never had issues with it. It's very muscle. That part of the run is very muscle memory for me. Like I don't get worried about that. I'm worried about the spawn kill, but yeah, in this run I missed like 3 times in a row. That was it looks like it was at least a 3-second time loss. So yeah, this definitely could have been in the 3210s, but you know, that's all right. Future time save potential. I don't think I'm done running this category, just because it is my favorite category, and I feel like I can get this much closer to a 32 flat if I just like stay in the groove. So I think that's what I'm going to be kind of like shooting for, and then if I get bored of that, maybe I'll try some other things. I only have until like April, like mid to late April to like focus on this, just because of just how much is going on in my life and stuff right now. So but I'm happy that I was able to kind of like carve out some time to get back into these, because I definitely like speedrunning this game. It's not something that I like intended to quit in the last year. I just have been traveling too much, and I quite frankly, I just haven't had an Xbox. Like most of the places I've been, like my Xbox has not been with me. So and it's always possible to just like buy a used one and then like resell it or whatever, but it's kind of a pain, and depending on the internet connection and stuff, like streaming's not super viable. And yeah, but yeah, this was a good opportunity to do it, and hopefully expect more to come. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to reset just real quick. Oops. Save these times, and then I'm going to do sum of best. That's what I'm going to do. So compare against best segments. Okay, so sum of best is a 31-14. So we have roughly, and that does include the half-court fling, but still, even without the half-court fling, we have like about a minute of time save potential. So that's where I'm like, that's why I think it is really possible to get this closer to 32. Obviously, it'll take a really stellar like start to the run. The combination of anti-up, the RNG of like the helicopters and the AT missiles, and then stem the tide, like those three things back to back are, you know, that's like the most important. Those are the most important splits to like really lock in and get started on the right foot for a good time. So everywhere else is kind of just like marginal time saves. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.